Hello friends, it's Kathy Clement with Kathy by Design. Welcome to Make and Take Tuesday. This is a little series that I do on my YouTube channel where I introduce you each week to a new paper collection or die or tool, and we create something beautiful together. This week, I'm doing my birthday card of the month series. This is the first one. It's a new series I'm doing for 2024. The first week of each month, we will do a tag of the month, followed by a banner of the month. Then this week is birthday card of the month, and tune in next week to find out what that will be. We're going to make a birthday card for February. I know it's January, but I want you to have time to get this made for February birthdays. And because of Valentine's Day, I picked out this adorable Mintay Chocolate Kiss collection for our birthday card of the month. This is beautiful. Mintay always has cute little fussy cuts on the inside covers, and then just elaborate, gorgeous patterns with rich solids. So I thought this, look at all the chocolate squares. I thought this would be fun for a birthday card. It's very celebratory. You've got beautiful florals. It doesn't necessarily have to read Valentine's Day. So this is what we will be working with. I have the 6x6 pad, which has 24 6x6 double-sided pages, and you're going to get 4 of each image. I believe that's what that works out to. Then I also picked up the 6x8. I like to have this in my stash because it affords extra patterns. There's got this beautiful music, a pretty pink wood grain, dots, doilies, hearts, these pretty frames, fussy cuts, banners, and then it just repeats. So with this one, you also get, hold on, 24 double-sided 6x8 sheets. So you get 3 each of 8 designs, which is pretty cool. I grabbed a few of the 12x12 pages because I like to have the 3x4 images, and I liked these patterns on the back of the 3x4s, and it never hurts to have extra. This I thought would be great for fussy cutting. So I got 2 of them. And then I'm not sure why I got this one. I was like, okay, I had something in my head when I got this, but I don't know what it is right at the moment. Of course, this one for the beautiful images, and the same here. In addition, I grabbed the paper elements. These are so fun. They have all these round doily-shaped images. Just really, really beautiful. Then there are little tags, tickets, and these are my favorite, the envelopes. So I grabbed this as well. And I thought, wow, we can make a really fantastic birthday card with this. Chocolate is always a great theme. Yum. It's making me hungry. So I thought we would go ahead, use this, and hang on, I'll come back and show you what we are making with Mintay Chocolate Kiss. So what are we making? How about a 6x6 easel card with a bookmark pocket? Isn't this so cute? This just tucks right back behind in there, and some Rene Bouquet's butterflies, and a little birthday fairy, some pretty pink and brown flowers, and it's an easel card, so it will stand up for display, all this yummy chocolate. Here's a look at the inside with some stamped sentiments, a cute little envelope, and a pocket that we can fill with chocolate and a tea bag. And there's honey crystals inside the tea bag. So cute. I also made, if I can find it here, a little tag to go in the pocket, but you'll see that in the tutorial. My desk is a mess. I just finished making this. So hang around. The tutorial comes next, and we'll make this sweet, sweet February birthday card of the month together. Okay guys, I decided I want to make a 6x6 easel card. I love doing easel cards for birthdays because you can display them and it feels like a party. So I'm going to show you how to use 8.5 by 11 paper to create a 6x6 easel card base. Now, if you have 12 by 12 card stock, go ahead and use that and just cut it 6 by 12 and you're good to go. I don't have 12 by 12. I'm an 8.5 by 11 card stock girl for the most part. So I have cut two 6 by 11 inch panels of this White Dove Recollections cardstock. And on one end, I put 1/4 inch score tape. Those of you who have seen me do this a million times, you can jump ahead, but it's a new year and you never know when you have new people on board. So I'm going to demonstrate again how to join these papers using the score tape, as a guide to help me line everything up nice and straight. And that looks good. So now I'm just going to burnish these together. I'm going to bring in my scoring tool. I'm going to score at 6. I'm going to score at 6 1/4 because that's going to give me room to add some things to a pocket. Then I'm going to score again at 6. And I'm going to score at 9. And I'm going to cut on this 9-inch score line. So now what we have is a nice 6x6. To make it an easel card, we simply go in and we add another score line at 3. And now we have an easel card. They're one of the easiest fancy folds to make, but I never get tired of making them because they always look phenomenal. And our pocket serves as the stopper for our easel card base. Now, I want to show you how to create gussets for this pocket. So I'm going to cut from my scraps a 2 3/4 inch long piece, and then I'm going to cut it at 2, and I'm going to cut it at 1. So what I now have are two 1 by 2 3/4 inch pieces of paper. I'm going to put these on my scoring tool, and I'm going to score at 1/2 on each one. And these become the gussets for our pockets. And again, those of you who've been with me for a long time and you've done a million gusseted cards, you can skip ahead to the next section. But I always like to show this because you just never know who is tuning in for the first time. So bring down this pocket flap, place adhesive on one of that 1/2 by 2 3/4 inch folds. Line this up at the top of your pocket and along the side. The reason I don't go all the way down to 3 is that sometimes if you do, then you have to come back and trim on the top. So, but that's not a big deal either. What this does, what a gusseted pocket does, is it gives us the full width of our pocket. And then it also means that we can put more in that pocket because it has a little more give. So I'm just going to put my adhesive on these top flaps and fold this up. And what we've done is we've covered up where we joined our papers and we've created a beautiful stopper for our card. So pretty easy. It doesn't get much easier. I want to go ahead and do the lining for the inside of our card. So with this same chocolate brown, I've done a 5 7/8, and this is a scrap. It's just a little over 5, like maybe 5 1/8. And it doesn't matter that it's short because it's going inside the pocket and will never show. So I'm just going to slip this into our gusseted pocket and center it. And then I have a 5 5/8 inch wide scrap of our pink. And this is going to go like this. Then on the top, I have 5 7/8 by 2 7/8 inch panels of the brown. Make sure I'm doing the right ones here. Okay. And then I have 5 5/8 by 2 5/8 inch panels of the pink. So when you come in with your patterned paper, you're going to go 5 3/8 by 2 3/8 for here, and 5 3/8 by whatever depth you have here. On our pocket, which is 6 by 3, I'm reversing things. I'm putting the pink down first, and I'm doing a 5 7/8 by 2 7/8 inch of the pink. And if this sounds like a lot of numbers, just know that I go if it's 6, I go 1/8 of an inch below that for the height and the width. Each of my layers. If you like wider borders, you can, make your borders whatever you like. So there we are, lined on the inside, and I will come in with our patterned paper and show you what that looks like. All right, friends, so let's finish up the inside of this cute card. I've lined this with 2 3/8, by 5 3/8 by 2 3/8 inch panels of my patterned paper. And then I stamped out a couple of birthday sentiments from stamps I had in my stash. This one, I glued just the edges so I could make a little wee pocket to hold this cute little Make-A-Wish envelope. Down here we've lined our pocket. Then I went into my paper elements and chose this polka dot envelope. I put it on my scoring tool and scored the edges. I added a tea bag and some honey crystals. And then I'm not going to glue this. I'm just going to fold it. And I took a scrap of my designer paper and created this little cute belly band. So this goes in the pocket. And then I took this Rene Bouquet's heart tag, lined it with some of my scraps, created a belly band. On the back, there's a little lift up flap so you can write a note. And then in here, we can tuck in a chocolate because you kind of have to send chocolate with this card. And then from the 6 by 6, I cut out 2 of my images, scored between them, lined it with a little piece of paper so you can also write a little note or birthday wish in there. And these both go into the pocket. So So now we can go to work on the cover of this card. And I cut from my chocolate brown paper this 5 and I think it's 7/8. Yes, 5 7/8 inch square, 5 5/8 inch square of the pink. Then I've got a 5 3/8 inch square of this beautiful floral. And I think it goes this way. Then I've gone 5 3/8 inches. I want to say this is 3 3/4 of our pretty wood grain. But I also die cut a bookmark that I want to slip back in behind here. So I'm only going to put my adhesive on the ends, right here and right here. And then this becomes a bit of a pocket. And I'm going to add ribbon to our bookmark, so I'm not quite ready to slip it in there yet, but when I am, this will be ready for me. And this is 5 3/8 by 3. And this is the opposite side, because we needed some dark colors to sort of ground all these pastel pinks. And this is going to go right here. This is an older Amazing Paper Grace doily. I'll link, if I can still find it, it may or may not still be available, because sometimes her products have been sold out. But look in your stash for some sort of a pretty doily. And I'm just going to glue this in the center. This is such an easy card design. Just like this. And I realize I put glue here. I don't want glue here. And I don't want glue here, because otherwise I won't be able to put my bookmark in. Then I took this pretty, pretty circular element. I'm going to ink the edges with just a little bit of Gathered Twigs Distress ink, and I'm going to put foam tape on the back and put it right here in the center of the card. So now that we've got this here, I'm going to bring in this darling little Renee Bouquet printed beautiful board. I'm calling her the Birthday Fairy. I'm sure she has a real name, because Renee always names all of her little people. She draws these. These are her own creations. I just love them. But look how sweet she is perched here beside our goodies. I put foam tape on the right hand side and then just glue on the left. I've strung ribbon through our bookmark, and this is an Amazing Paper Grace die. And before I tie the bow, I took 2 little charms that I thought were cute with this. One is a cupcake, the other is a heart with a pearl. And I'm going to slip my ribbon, oops, through this loop like this. So I'll have a little dangle, and I can adjust all of this after the fact. Now I'm going to go right over left, and I want to go straight up and down. I know that seems counterintuitive, but it's going to make the bow go in the right direction. And then I'm just going to tie my bow. A lot of times with wider ribbon like this, this is 5/8 inch rose taffeta from Really Reasonable Ribbon. I folded that in half, and then once I pull it all through, I can fuss my bow and make everything look the way I want it to look. And I'll work on that on my own time rather than yours, but I put my fingers in the loops like this. And I pull, and then I just keep adjusting until it looks the way I want it to look. And then I'll probably glue a little flower on top of that. But this is a sweet little bookmark. So cute. I'll trim my ribbon, but there you go. There's the basic idea. Now we're going to put some flowers on this. I am all out of my Rene Bouquet pink flowers, so I went into my stash Prima, and I thought these guys would work pretty good. They've got pinks and creams and browns. So I'm going to start with my anchoring flower right here in the corner, like this. All right. And then I want to tuck behind this a larger pink. And a leaf. All right. I like that pink with the brown center right there. And another leaf tucked in. You can see I tucked my bookmark in here, and that looks really cute. That's going to look neat when we put it all together. And I don't know, I was trying to decide if I needed to use any of these little brown ones, but maybe one tucked in right there. Yeah, and one tucked in up there. It looks pretty good. Okay. And now I have my bow that I tied with my taffeta ribbon. I pulled the legs back and put the ribbon on the knot. And I'm going to use my little scissors to place that. And then once the glue has dried, I'll come back and fuss the bow so that it looks the way I want it to look, but I don't want to pull the bow out from where I've set it, but that looks pretty. I like to adjust the tails, make sure they're going the way I want them to go. I'm liking that. All right. I brought in a couple of these little dudes. Maybe. One there. And one right there. Okay. I think we're good. All right. So now we can bring in our card base. I'm going to take the stuff out of the pocket while we work on this. And I'm going to put my adhesive below the fold. You don't want to go above the fold. Then I'm going to center this over my cream. Oh, that's pretty, you guys. I like that. Down here on the bottom, I did a sentiment, and I'm just going to make a little arrangement with some of my die cut bits from the paper collection. There are butterflies that match our little birthday fairy. So I'm going to put a little hot glue on the back of one and put it, I don't want to glue my, there we go. Put it right here, like it's flying in to the card. And that will also help prevent our tag from falling out. Now I'm going to put this back up so I can see what I'm doing. And I've just rounded my stamped sentiment with my fingers, then I kind of flatten the sides out a little bit. I'm going to put this up toward the top. Oops. So I stamped this with black archival ink and then heat embossed it with clear embossing powder. And this acts as an extra stopper for our easel. Then I want to take these chocolates. These are fussy cut from the paper collection. And tuck them in here. And I've got a plate of cupcakes that I've put foam tape on the back. Right there. And let's tuck this little brownie. I told you this collection will make you hungry. And then I have one more butterfly. And this is a big one. And I'm going to put right here. Now, if you don't want to bow your sentiment, you can lay it down flat. I just like the dimension of it. It does make it more difficult to close the card for mailing, but it's worth it to me because I like the way it looks. So there we go, guys. There's our February birthday card of the month tutorial. This is so cute. I'm really happy. I might add a little bit of a twine bow underneath here just to bring in some of the brown, but loving this. Super cute. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please give this video a like. If you're not subscribed, we would love to have you along. I do about 8 to 10 tutorials a month, depending on how much time. They're all free. So I'd love to have you join us in 2024 for Crafty Adventures. And I will put a link to my blog in the description box below this video, and that will take you to the linked supply list so you can pick up the items that are in here should you desire to do so. But I wish you all a joyful and creative day. That's it for me, Kathy Clement, Kathy by Design. Go get your craft on. Bye.